The goal isn't just to build one successful app, one that captures some fleeting hype.
No, it's way bigger than that.
It's about constructing a whole portfolio.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, maybe 4 apps.
And all of them generating over $200,000 every single month, predictably.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're unpacking the strategy of an Australian founder named Mike. He's built this significant and really consistent wealth by focusing on the world of software as a service.
Or SaaS, which for our purposes just means software you pay for monthly. It's a subscription.
And that subscription model is really the engine behind his success.
Right, and we've basically synthesized his entire playbook.
Yeah.
The exact steps he uses for every single launch. It's a very low-risk, high-stability approach.
So we're going to explore his philosophy of boring, the surprisingly rigid 4-person team structure, that critical $10,000 monthly revenue goal, and then the full 10-step launch playbook.
Yeah, the mission here is to really extract the system.
So you can see how it works and how it might apply to a niche that you're interested in. Okay, so let's start with the founder himself. Mike is interesting because he really tries to distance himself from that, Silicon Valley genius archetype.
Oh, totally. He's very open about it. He says he started as, and this is a quote, one of the worst developers.
Right, but he mastered one thing, which was focused, non-glamorous problem solving.
And that's the key, right? He's not chasing what's sexy.
No, he's chasing what's needed.
His whole strategy is a holding company that just owns several small, profitable software businesses. That's it.
And if you look at the portfolio, it is the definition of boringly reliable.
It really is. Take curator.io. All it does is help websites display social media posts.
Simple.
Then there's frill.co, which is a customer feedback and roadmap tool. He has Juno for digital signage.
Like in a gym or a cafe.
Exactly. And Fluke, which helps you build simple website how-to guides.
None of these are going to be front-page news, but they all solve a real, billable pain point for businesses who are already paying somebody else for a solution.
And when you add all these low-drama tools up, that's where you get that incredible number, over $200,000 a month.
And he's so confident in it. He says, I expect every single one of our businesses to be successful. He sees it as a formula.
It's a recipe. If you follow the recipe, you get the cake. You're not gambling.
So if you approach business as a recipe, how crucial is it to just actively resist that pressure to invent the next big thing, the next Facebook?
Oh, it's everything. Focusing on boring markets just eliminates all the unknown variables. You can focus purely on execution.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, let's talk about the team, because this is where most startups die, right?
Yeah, it's not the idea. It's founder fights, burnout, arguments over who gets what.
And Mike's solution for this is, well, it's non-negotiable. He calls it the power of 4.
Every single venture is launched with exactly 4 founders, covering 4 distinct roles.
What are those 4 pillars?
So first, you have your 2 technical pillars. Founder 1 is the front-end developer. That's what the user sees, what they click on.
Okay.
Founder 2 is the back-end developer. They handle the brains of the operation, the servers, the databases, the logic.
Then founder 3 is the designer. They're making sure the whole thing looks good and is, simple to use, which is huge when you're competing in these so-called boring spaces.
For sure. And then founder 4 is the generalist. That's probably you, the listener, the person handling marketing, sales, customer service, project management, the glue.
And here's the part that I think is the most controversial. The equity split is 25% for everyone, period.
And that's the genius of it. That's what
Yeah.
solves the conflict problem. You don't get to argue about who had the idea or who thinks they worked harder last week. Everyone's an equal owner.
Right. It feels like it just removes that constant draining negotiation.
It does. And from a practical standpoint, it ensures survival. If one person needs to take a long vacation or get sick, the business doesn't just fall apart. The other 3 can keep it going.
He also has great hiring advice. He says, you should only work with people you genuinely like, people you'd happily have a beer with.
Yeah, because if the team clicks, the work is better and small problems don't blow up.
So does that strict 25% split really remove the difficulty of constantly judging each founder's output?
Absolutely. Equal ownership just promotes a shared responsibility for the health of the business. All right, let's pivot to the money. The goal for almost every venture-backed startup is growth at all costs, right? Aiming for that huge sale. Mike's goal is the complete opposite. He's building businesses to keep, to generate income from day one.
And that brings us to the most important financial target.
Yeah.
$10,000 in monthly recurring revenue, MR.
And why 10,000? Because with that super lean team of 4, that amount pretty much covers all your basic costs, your servers, your software subscriptions.
So once you cross that $10,000 MRR line, you're profitable.
That's the success moment. From that point on, the founders just split the profit equally. They don't do mass hiring. They don't do huge ad spends. The goal is a high salary for themselves.
It's all about personal wealth and freedom, not market hype.
Whoa. And just think about scaling that. Imagine you have 3 of these businesses. Each one is kicking off $10,000 in pure profit for you every single month.
That compounding effect is incredible. It's financial independence built one solid piece at a time.
So why is generating that predictable profit for founder salaries superior to just aiming for a quick, risky sale?
Because keeping costs low prioritizes your own financial stability over chasing a market valuation that might never happen. Sponsor. Okay, so we've laid the groundwork. We have the low-risk philosophy, the solid team structure, and that clear financial goal.
Now for the most important part, the actual core of the system. The 10-step launch playbook he uses for every single business.
Let's get into it. Step 1.
Step 1 is, pick an idea that has been done before. You have to resist that urge to be some wild innovator.
Competition is a good thing. It's confirmation that people are already paying to solve this problem.
And the method for finding the gap is so specific. You go to review sites, like Capterra or G2, find the big players in a boring niche.
And then you filter for the 1-star and 2-star reviews.
Exactly. That's where the gold is. You read what makes users angry. This is too complicated. The design is ugly. Their support never gets back to me. Your business just becomes the solution to those specific complaints.
Okay, that leads to step 2, which is all about speed. Build a good enough MVP.
MVP, minimum viable product.
Right. And this should take, what, 2 or 3 months maximum? Yeah. You have to be ruthless, build only the 3 core features everyone needs, and just ignore everything else.
That speed then lets you get to early cash flow. Step 3 is to offer a lifetime deal, an LTD.
There's a one-time fee, right? Maybe $99, and the user gets access forever.
And that does 2 things for you immediately. First, cash. 100 of those sales, and you've got $10,000 in the bank. Second, it gets you your first serious, committed users.
Which you need for step 4. Never give away free accounts.
Free users just don't provide good feedback. They don't have any skin in the game. But paid users, even at a low price, are invested. They'll tell you what's wrong.
I still wrestle with feature creep myself, wanting to add too many bells and whistles early on.
Me too. That's why getting that paid feedback is so critical. It keeps you honest.
Step 5 is the hustle part. Sell your private LTD. This means going into niche Facebook groups, Slack communities.
And finding people on Twitter complaining about your competitors. You engage with them, you ask for advice, and then you gently sell them on your lifetime deal.
Okay, now we shift to the long game. Step 6. Start writing content immediately.
Yes, content marketing, blog posts, guides, comparison articles. It takes months for Google to start trusting you, so you have to start on day 1.
Once the product is stable, step 7 is the big one. Launch on AppSumo.
AppSumo is a huge marketplace for these kinds of software deals. It gives you a massive boost in exposure. And the goal here is pretty ambitious, raise $100,000.
And that $100,000, that becomes the war chest.
Right. That money is what lets you survive for the next 1 to 2 years while you transition from those one-time LTD buyers to stable monthly subscribers.
Okay, step 8 is pure psychology. Do one final closing soon campaign.
It's classic FOMO, fear of missing out. You send an urgent email, 48 hours left, before the price switches to the higher monthly subscription forever.
And step 9 is about building trust. Get honest reviews. Social proof is absolutely everything. You have to ask those loyal LTD buyers to go write reviews on G2, Capterra, and Trustpilot.
For sure. And finally, step 10. Answer questions on Reddit. You monitor industry keywords. You provide...
The tool that does this. You have to be helpful, not salesy.
So that $100,000 AppSumo war chest, is that the true pivot point from a side project to a sustainable business?
It is. That lump sum provides the stability you need to survive that tough transition from one-time cash to predictable monthly growth.
Mike has a 100% success rate, which is just unheard of. And it's because he deliberately avoids 2 huge catastrophic risks.
The first one he calls platform risk.
Right. You should never, ever build an app that relies entirely on another company. If you build a tool just for, say, Twitter, and they change their API rules
Your business dies overnight.
instantly.
And the modern version of that risk is avoid AI wrappers. These are those simple tools built as a thin layer over something like ChatGPT.
Mike avoids these completely, and the reason is so clear. OpenAI could release an update tomorrow that just includes your exact feature, and your app becomes totally obsolete.
It's too vulnerable. It just brings you back to the main conclusion. Choose boring problems.
Choose problems that will never go away: invoicing, scheduling, documentation. Solve one of those just a little bit better, and you create lasting value.
It's probably worth noting, too, that they keep the technology stack really simple.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Well-established tech like Vue or React on the front end, stable Laravel and PHP on the back end.
Why do that? Because it's reliable, it's cheap, and it's easy to hire developers for.
And they use simple tools like Framer for their websites, so the non-technical founders can make changes without needing a developer every time. It's all about reducing risk.
Given how fast AI is moving, how long can an AI wrapper realistically survive before it just gets absorbed by the tech it's built on?
I mean, that's the thing. Dependence on external APIs creates this inherent instability. Your business has to own its own core value.
So to wrap this up, the core idea from Mike is that you don't need some lightning strike of genius.
No, you need a system. You need low market risk, and you need a small, trusted team operating on a clear recipe.
We've pulled out the key numbers: the power of 4 founders, that non-negotiable 25% split, and the $10,000 MRR goal that really defines freedom.
It's all built on stability and ownership, not on chaotic growth.
So for your action plan, we'd really recommend you start exactly where Mike does. Go to Capterra or G2, look at some of those boring business software categories.
Things like digital signage or asset management or form builders, and just start reading the 1-star and 2-star reviews.
Because that deep understanding of what's already frustrating people in the market, that's the first real step.
It's the first step toward building something profitable that you can actually be proud to own. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
We'll catch you next time. OT Row Music.